Welcome back to Turning Point Tonight, where we are charting the course of America's cultural comeback. My name is Jobob, and you can email us anytime you want, tpt@tpusa.com. You can email us whether you agree with us and you love the show or you're wrong. Doesn't matter. We love all of the emails. Our Turning Point White House correspondent, Monica Page, is not with us today at the White House, but she did put together a fantastic package from the protests over the weekend. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally enjoy seeing, well, in visual representation, yeah, we've got the right ideas, exemplified by the people that she talks to. Watch this from our fantastic White House correspondent, Monica Page, and we'll discuss.
What would you say right now is maybe the number one issue to you?
Everything, name it.
Everything.
Oh my gosh, there are so many.
Everything about this administration is totally dangerous, incompetent, corrupt. It's a kleptocracy for haters.
Everything. It's chaos. It's insane. It's the antithesis of democracy.
Like most people here, there's so many issues. We are being attacked on all sides.
Everything.
Sure.
The rule of law. You know, that Congress stands up and takes back the power that really is our power as our representatives.
I've always been a single issue voter. There's some pretty obvious issues, but my main issue is public lands and climate change. Sure. Now, what do you think is the number one issue for you at this time?
Democracy, and we might lose it. Never thought that would happen, but we might lose democracy. So that's my fear.
Democracy. Getting the United States back on track.
Now, how do we do that?
People need to vote. Vote correctly. Get out and vote.
Now, is this an issue? Oh, the Republicans, you say?
Well, the Democrats need to go out and vote too. I mean, everybody needs to go out and vote. And the lackluster of people being apathetic and not going out and voting is harming the United States.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
And what brings you out here today?
What doesn't?
Can you explain a little bit for our viewers what this means?
Go ahead.
Raise your hand out.
Cacostocracy. Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Seems to fit, doesn't it?
The tariffs are so poorly executed that they put tariffs on an island that's nothing but penguins and seals. So, yeah, we're just making fun of that. And
now, what brings you out here today?
It's having a fascist run our government, the fact that they're destroying the economy, they're taking away freedoms, they're shipping people to be murdered in an El Salvadorian death camp, you know, with people who have never been convicted of anything and they're hiding who they are. You know, I mean, the fact that pretty much everything we care about is being deliberately destroyed. Yeah.
Well, we're here to say clowns out of the White House, and we're experiencing so many violations of the law that we feel that it's a clownageddon.
We're going through an autocratic system, and we've got to get that changed. Go back, and a lot of the Republicans need to get some spine.
Show camaraderie and support for everybody who's hurt by all these policies.
We care about the Constitution. We care about the rule of law. My personal statement is I think that it's important that we end our division and really try to get the Congress, the police, the military, and the media to really join in with the everyday person and push back against the authoritarianism.
The vote underscores everything, and Democrats are known for not voting. And they cost us this election. He did not win by a landslide. She could have won if Democrats had just gotten out there and voted, and it was millions of them who didn't vote.
For our freedom, for the Constitution, for the courts, we need to stand up to this.
I think we're just getting a sense of how these dynamics work and how the conversation works and how power and influence works and how we fit into that.
I'm an American and I believe in our democracy, and I am not going to be on the wrong side of history. I'm going to do my part and do my part to be a part of this.
Well, we're a little sick of what Trump and Musk are doing to the country, so people have to start standing up, getting pissed off.
Number one issue that you're most upset with?
My freedoms. You can't put a number one on it. It's impossible because it's like whack-a-mole. It's like playing whack-a-mole. You know, you get upset about one thing and then another thing pops up and you get upset about that. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Now, you mentioned that you're upset with the Democrat Party. What's your message to them at this time?
Get out and vote. Get registered, educated, and vote.
Thank you.
What else can you say? They cost us this election.
This land was made for you and me. So I went walking, and I followed their footsteps.
This whole interview section in the protests reminds me of the old Ronald Reagan quote. It's not what they know, it's what they know that ain't so. The libs, of course, he was talking about. Speaking of a lib who knows so much that just isn't true and is making a lot of headway in the recent days is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Let's bring our panel back to discuss, well, what I think and what I hope is one of the rising stars on the lib side of the aisle. The more she speaks, the better arguments we get to make. Here is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, in my opinion, saying something unintentionally racist yet again. Go ahead and play that clip.
Realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
Noelle, I'm curious about what you think about that, because I get a flashback to, remember the Kelly Osbourne clip when she was on The View and she was like, if you deport all of the Mexicans, who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump? And everyone's like, whoa, that's pretty not cool. That's what this reminds me of. What are your thoughts on Congresswoman Crockett?
No, exactly. That's exactly what it reminded me of. And also it's giving, if we don't end slavery, who's going to pick cotton? It's very demeaning. It's just a modern twist. Like, if we don't allow illegal immigration, our guac is going to be too expensive. It's just so demeaning, and they become the very thing that they claim to advocate against.
Yeah, and William, as the a very active participant in the college Republicans overall, how much does Jasmine Crockett continuing to speak make your job easier? Because again, it doesn't even, do we have to even make arguments at this point, or can we just put Jasmine Crockett on stage and be like, okay, so that you guys, we can all hear that this is not a very smart person. Just do the opposite of what she says. Is this, I don't know, is it a good thing for us to kind of put her on a pedestal and make her voice heard as loud and clear as possible?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she keeps handing Republicans ads, so it's free advertising. Crockett's basically saying the quiet part out loud, that our economy currently runs on cheap immigrant labor. And her argument in a nutshell is, America, you're too lazy to work in the fields, so you better be nice to those who will. And if you don't, then your prices are going to go up. It's completely absurd. I think that's not going to play well with the media. It's not going to play well with the people, and ultimately Americans want deportations. This is unfathomably racist, and also just bad economics. Inflation is largely caused because our government continues to print money at absurd rates and throws our money towards foreign powers. I love it. I think she needs to be played on reels 24/7.
Yeah, we should. I wonder if we can bring her on as a speaker and just as an example. Hey, guys, don't. But it is interesting, too, that she's getting so much airtime. And I think it's because the Democratic Party at this point in time doesn't really have anybody to coalesce around. People say what you want about Nancy Pelosi. I disagree with her about pretty much dang near everything. But she was very good at cracking the whip on her Dem colleagues, and she is not doing that anymore, and is allowing some crazy people to bubble up and get more airtime than they probably should. Speaking of things that are crazy, the United Kingdom, I think, has lost the plot of things. There's been so much just crazy nonsense that have come out of that country, including an article like this. Now, we've all heard about the rampant crime from their crazy mass letting in of refugees from other countries. And so you kind of wonder, where are they putting their priorities? Apparently, they're putting their priorities in arresting moms who stole her kids' iPads. A 50-year-old mother was arrested and held for 7 hours in a jail cell after she confiscated her kids' iPads because, well, she's like, well, I don't want them to be on iPads all day, because that's a reasonable thing for a parent to want. But at the same time, the fact that this even escalated to this and wasn't just the police knocking on their door saying, hey, what's going on? She explained it and they go, okay, they left. Noelle, I guess, what does it say? Not that we are in the UK and we care a lot about that, but what we don't want is for their policies to come here. What does this say about their priorities and their lack of ability to recognize something that's clear and obvious and just go, okay, sorry, we made a mistake, and not have a mother be held for 7 hours in a cell?
Yeah, no, it shows a complete backwards society. The fact that, they're not arresting the people who are making dangerous things that they're putting on the internet. We have so many kids that are struggling with suicide and depression and being exposed to so many terrible things on the internet. I mean, the real crime is letting your kid's brain rot on TikTok for 12 hours a day. That should be the real thing that we're holding parents accountable for. But, it's just completely backwards, and we're targeting good parenting rather than bad parenting, which makes zero sense.
Yeah, again, I don't understand why she couldn't have just explained that and they've been like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine, we'll leave. I don't know why they did bring her into custody. William, I hate to put you on the spot here, but how close are we getting to stuff like that? There's obviously crazy rules about free speech or lack thereof in the UK. You've got stuff like this, and on top of that, they were so close to passing literally a racist bill that said you couldn't prosecute, or at least minorities in the country would be prosecuted differently. How close are we to becoming that, which would be awful?
Honestly, this is why we revolted in 1776. Nobody wants the crown kicking in doors over screen time. And this is what happens when you replace traditional family values with the church of government knows best. When Thomas Jefferson said rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God, I'm pretty sure he didn't mean kids rebelling against their mom's screen time. So what's next in the UK? Dad gets life in prison for turning off the Wi-Fi at 10 p.m. I mean, at last, British police crack down on theft of an iPad owned by its own mom. Knife crimes, burglaries? No. They're busy collaring Mrs. Doubtfire for grounding her kids. I don't think this is coming here. It's not coming to America. And if it did, I would be the first person to start revolting, personally.
Oh, man, dude, you were on a roll there. I didn't want to stop you. The Mrs. Doubtfire, the life in prison for Wi-Fi turning off. Oh, man, that is fantastic. Hey, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you, William and Noelle. We'll have you back as soon as we can.
Thanks so much for having us.
Always happy to come back.
Thank you. Coming up next on Turning Point tonight, we've got an awesome clip from Alex Clark's Culture Apothecary podcast, and also Fun Friday, where we play some videos of some libs doing some dumb things, which is fun for all of us. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.